It must have Garrix until he kills Garrix. Exactly.
All right. Hey. Wrap some chains around Clyde, push him in the water, and no one's gonna find him, sleep with the fishes. Ain't worth much.
We'll see how things turn out.
Right then. Like, things are looking up. Oh, my back. He comes out. Oh, you got a little dragon there. He's not on a leash.
He's not on a leash, you know?
He's becoming very polite.
Oh, I'm sure there, little devil. Politeness, yeah. Civilization politeness is. Oh, hello there, Magnus. How's your day? My arthritis is sure acting up.
Zed, who saw him in the prison cell and saw him pull the "oh my back" and was right there when he was on the side of him making the plans with the other guy, is just looking at him.
Yep. He's leaning against something. All right, gathered all the ones, all these ones you want to let free, right?
They have futures with us.
Oh, Foxfire.
Oh, Killer Shipment X.
Well,
Yes.
where are we off to?
We would be off to the Ludus. Conclave of the Crimson Scale.
All right. Sounds like a nicer place than the Pandemonium here. Isn't that right, little feller? He kind of breathes a little bit of fire in here. Whoa! He scrambled back from the fire pretty quick.
Once you're acquainted, yeah, that's one of those. Once you're acquainted, you'll be working mainly with Lowell and Festa.
All right. Which ones use Lowell and Festa? I'm Lowell, sir. Not Festa. Couple of sorry-looking chaps, aren't you? They don't disagree.
Does not like this guy at all.
I like him enough. He's some entertainment. Eventually, Magnus is going to push his head through, I don't know, the tree. Do something. That's fine. We'll see how it goes.
Man, look.
Name is Josephus. You can call me Josie. I'd say my friends calls me Josie, but most of my friends are dead.
Looks at Ashoka. Seriously?
All right, you bring this group back to the Ludus.
Seriously? Yes.
They pace their
He's
tokens.
looking. He stays outside of the living quarters.
A red dragon with any people management skills is very deadly. A red dragon with people management skills is most definitely
A
very
red dragon is very deadly. He's a red dragon who can cook hamburgers is still fucking deadly. Make a cup of coffee? Holy shit, he's killer.
All right, so some of these people are added to just servants. Others are added to the rosters of your gladiatorial stable.
Yeah,
I think we need to switch
bloodied.
sheet. Let's look at the desktop mode only.
Uncanny dodge? Then beat your ass. The official Magnus rogue-killing technique patented in 995. I'll teach you all the things you need to know to kill the rogue.
Yeah, got the springing. Only one way to spring.
Spring attack with lunge is a really good combo, by the way.
Okay, I'm going to add these to your tempi.
With
Okay.
long arms and a reach weapon? Oh yeah.
There are 3 of them, right?
There are 3 gladiator type.
Okay, who's the first one?
Nova.
Nova Skullcrusher.
She's a half orc. Is her name coming from another crusher?
Of Skull?
Skull?
She is Gladiator 10. She is
She does happen to worship bears.
City Unblooded.
All I'm saying is,
She's active. She's
As far as I know, that particular D didn't do too much in the universe.
half orc. She is a an NPC class warrior adept
2. Yeah.
2, which means she has 3,000 experience points. She is not ready for leveling.
Turn her into a fighter druid.
that'd be a good deal.
And then we move her neutral.
She worships. She is chaotic neutral, and she worships Lurg.
And makes sweet bear babies.
Let's see. She is healthy. She doesn't have any negative levels. Her morale is she's been stuck on a ship forever. Her attitude is she does not like you people. Her religion is one step away from Cord. Cord would be 2. She's at a +1 for religion. Her alignment, your Ludus alignment, is lawful neutral. She is 2 steps away, so that's 1, 0. And she is technically a Gestalt, so she has a bonus of +1. She's activating at an effectiveness of 2 dice.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Next.
Urek the Iron Fist.
Urek the Iron Fist is an NPC. He's Tempe. He's a slave. He is the 11th gladiator. He is City Unblooded. He is now active, I guess, once you register him. He's a male. Human. Monk.
Mm-hmm.
No Gestalt. Level 2, 3,000 XP. He's not ready to level. He's lawful evil. And he worships...
Him and Magnus are gonna fucking hate each other so much.
Let's do this.
As long as it doesn't piss at people's food.
Pyremius, who is the god
That sounds made up. I mean, there's a lot of like D&D's basically mostly made up, but that sounds made up even for D&D.
He is the intermediate god of poison, assassins, and fire.
It sounds like a brand of like porcelain, you know, like like containers for going to work for your lunch.
Let's see. He's not unhealthy. He doesn't have any negative levels. His morale, he's been stuck on that stupid boat forever. His attitude is, yeah, he doesn't like you people, but he doesn't hate them. His religion is lawful. Premius is neutral evil. You've got a chaotic good god of the same pantheon, so 1, 0, -1. Alignment of your Ludus is lawful neutral, and he is lawful evil, so he's actually doesn't mind the strictness of your group, and he doesn't have any bonuses, so he's operating at effectiveness of -2 dice.
-2 dice.
When you're negative dice, how does that function? Is it like minimum 1 and then
Yeah, just
how many's
minimum
on the
1.
rolls?
Yeah, just minimum 1.
And D6.
Oh no, that's his mind total. His effectiveness is 0.
So minimum 1 dice.
Yep.
Roxy Sobernaut.
Roxy Sobernaut is an NPC, is a Tempe, is a slave. 12 City Unblooded. Active. Is a female goblin. She is a, what would we say, oracle? No Gestalt, 2nd level. She's 3,000. She's not ready to level. She's neutral evil. She worships
Magnus. As she should.
Magnus starts his goblin harem.
Okay, so she's healthy. She's been forever in filth, but she doesn't mind it as much. She's goblin. Her attitude, sure, is just 0. Religion, she's of the same old pantheon, but her god is neutral evil. That is 1, 0, -1. And her alignment is neutral evil. That is 0. And there's no bonus. She is operating at effectiveness of 0 dice.
Okay. I think we then. Yeah, we need more clerks. Yes, we do.
I'm on the way. These wheels are making it a little difficult. Fucking uphill. Says Arlen millions of kilometers.
Go to the Goblin Queen to see if she wants some goblins.
Okay. Yeah. So we're nearing the end of that that week. Is there anyone you want to talk to and deal with?
We need to figure out how much his boat's going to be costing when we sells it.
You do have a bunch of merchant contacts. You've got 2 dice.
Okay, so those guys on this turn, can they do a? Actually, I think I want the merchant contacts to be like, we need to get the stuff off the boat before we can sell the boat. So I think it's how do we just put them into the auction, or
you can instruct your merchants to sell the slaves if you want. You can instruct them to get an appraisal on them, although they do tell you that an auction would be better.
Okay, let's tell them to auction the slaves that are remaining.
Okay.
Oh, can actually Marty, when during the auctioning, tell me if I can do this, because this is going to be the next phase, right?
You can wait to auction them off until next phase.
So Cid has a fairly high bluff, and he has lots of disguise. So he'd be like, 2 talents on that slave. They're gonna say, 5 talents on that slave.
You can
and play that game.
But then who ends up buying it?
Oh no.
You could
He's
craftily put people into the
Basically-
crowd to try to overpay.
Exactly.
Danger is you end up with some of the slaves and not able to sell them.
Question: wouldn't the money go directly to us?
Well, you would end up having to come and pay us for the slave, in which case we have the money still, except for whatever fees the auction house has. Because if we're using an auction house, typically they'll have a fee.
Sure, they'll have fees.
They'll have a 10% closing fee.
You could
All I'm
have
saying
you could
is
have
you
Cid
could
with the
artificially-
merchants try to bluff their way into a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So basically, they're going to be next turn. They're going to do auctioning.
Yes.
All right. Is there anyone you want to talk to this turn? I actually need training rolls. So rolls for fleas.
Adam, can you do that? I have to
He needs
update
1
Cid's
success.
character sheet.
Okay, I will do training rolls. Who do I want to talk to? All right. So first I'll do the training rolls.
Mhm.
So it's 2d6 for fleas.
You need, I think, 1 or 2 successes.
We fail. Fleas just doesn't like to study. He's failed so many of these rolls.
All right, and then
do you
old
mean the
Vigo,
police
old
didn't read the
Vigo's
book? Come
got
on.
3 training rolls to try to train his dex. He needs 3.
2 is what he gets.
2 out of the 3. Okay. Sorted. Sorted.
How many did Fleece fail?
All of them. All right. Anyone you want to talk to before I roll the random gladiatorial event or the random event?
Why can't I see any
I
of these rolls?
I think Ashoka wants to talk to. Well, there's a bunch of people to talk to. There's a long list. But before we start selling goblins in an auction, I think we need to talk to the Goblin Queen. Also, we have a fight with them coming up, so I'd like to talk with them.
So you want to go visit the Goblin Queen? Who are you bringing with you?
That is a very good point, sir. I am going to bring with myself. I need a beat stick, and my initial inclination is to take Zed, but that is not an appropriate choice. That's like an Adam wants Zed there choice, not an appropriate choice for Ashoka.
Yep. Damien's busy.
Damien's busy. Let's take. If Mark was here, I would take Phineas just to see him.
You know that Cid has spied on them before.
Well, let's bring Cid.
Okay. Cid is back from training with old Dreg.
So Cid can save me if I get into trouble, because that's mostly what it's there for.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, you go to visit the Goblin Queen. You're going to
We're
her
gonna go
house.
visit the Goblin Queen. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did the goblin whose head was bashed in? Did they eat that body overnight or no?
No, because you were feeding them.
Okay, we're gonna bring that body with us.
Okay. So by week, Sid's dragging a body around, or
Sid's dragging a body around.
It might take the two of you. I don't think that either one of you are very strong. So, you go up to the Sindara is home, and she actually receives you.
Okay.
You notice that answering the door is actually Kane of Groom.
Oh. How you doing, sir? Is Sindara home?
He slowly closes the door, and he return. Some other goblins return.
This way, this way.
The goblins are all dressed up in little like tuxedos.
Okay. In we go. The cute little tuxedo goblins.
Yeah, a couple of tuxedo goblins lead you in, like big frilly things and cummerbunds, and one that has a monocle that keeps on falling out, so he sticks it in his nose.
The cute goblins.
Kane is just lingering at the back of the chamber, and you notice that Sindara is I don't know, she's in a fucking bubble bath. You can see her red hair is all got bubbles in it, and she's kind of strategically up to her cleavage
the correct
line.
Amount of water is in the bubble bath.
Yeah, exactly.
A PG-13 amount of water is in the bubble bath.
She just leans into it. It's okay. I saw.
She goes. She noticed that she was at one part of the room, kind of like overlooking the city or something like that. She taps the side of the bubble bath with a wand, and you notice that the clawed feet of the bubble bath sort of turn the bubble bath towards the door, like it's walking on all fours. It sloshes water a little bit.
The animated object that has a blower underneath to go, and the feet that move.
Well, colour me green. If it isn't the Conclave of Crimson Scale, it should be called the Conclave of Green Scales, shouldn't it? Don't think for a moment I don't know who pulls the strings. Hello there, little devil. What's your name?
I'm Cid. Oh, sorry.
Don't mind him. He's a bit of a moron.
She goes for a moment. Why do I know that name?
Oh, fuck. I mean...
What did you know? What did you do? I
haven't been caught. You can't find me. He's gone.
What a horrible last name you have. Cid Feralar, is it? What are you? A blood-marked skinwalker. How was your blood shed? In a trap in the chimney. When was your blood shed? when you tried to come into my home, little spy.
So this is why you don't let Cid go anywhere. Huh. Ashoka's got a
Kane like moves forward and is about to draw his great sword, and she just like she waves him off and fluffs some bubbles towards him. He moves back.
Sid's got
Let's
that blur
first
potion
figure
handy.
out what the green scales want. Are you here to talk about the goblin in a box match?
Well, that was.
I might very well stick Kane in there if things don't go well with this conversation. Or maybe Mama Bloodbear needs to come out and play.
Both would make for very interesting matches, I'm sure.
Yes. What can I do you for? She's playing with the bubbles. Waving them, like re-establishing the bubble.
Re-establishing the bubble armor.
The bubble brassiere.
Plus 10 bubble armor. I'm certain you were privy to some of the excitement that has happened over the last few weeks.
Oh, he's punny. What? We're in a privy, you dullard. Oh.
The slave ship outside. We did have to conquer it after the...
Oh, you mean the one with all the fighting that happened a few days ago? Yes, my goblins saw. And they saw a little dragon running around. Poor thing, I hope he's okay.
He's in good spirits, although I must say that he's somewhat shook from all the live fighting. He's lying like a fucking... I'll roll the bluff. The 39.
She waddles the tub over towards like a little table where there's some bonbons and things. She picks up. Oh, would you like a sweet, dearie?
Ashoka will let Nem come go get a sweet.
You never told me your true name, she says.
I am not supposed to say my true name out loud.
You should just give the name you use among friends.
It is Nim, the Great. The many-talented imp. Very polite.
All right, she puts a little bonbon out. And Nem scrambles down, and she notices that it doesn't have it's got a
It's
missing
got
a wing and
messed up wing and.
You don't see many of those things crawling around. You must be very brave.
Yes, Nim is very polite. He does not need invisibility with politeness. A cloak of it he wears.
Oh, very well trained. I have to learn which tower you got him from.
Well, everyone has their spies, you know?
Everyone has their masters, apparently. She pops a bonbon in her mouth. Oh, what's the matter with you, Bug Eyes? Cat cut your tongue?
Sorry, what? I was just looking at bubbles.
Kane snorts at that. The point of this visit, gentlemen, I'm getting all pruny.
Oh, apologies, madam. We have come into possession through civic order of a collection of goblins from... Well, they said that it was Dark Forests, I think they said.
Oh,
Dogwood?
yeah, the Shadowwood.
Shadowwood, that is it. We really have no use for goblins, and we're wondering if you would like them.
You're going to give me goblins? She shrugs. All right.
There was a more trained one amongst their number. That would be one that we would not be able to give, but sell or trade is a possibility. She was lamenting that her hips weren't wide enough to be a queen.
Interesting. A trained goblin. We're always interested in good help, she says. She's playing around with water.
She's very much a leader personality.
Another goblin to keep them in line, King. Yeah, I share his sentiment. We've got lots of goblins. Why do you think I want one of yours? You've already given me a whole pile of them. What makes this one so special?
She is a caster.
Oh? What circle? Has she been assessed? Appraised? Catalogued?
No, we haven't gone through the process yet.
Well, to save you the trouble, I'll pay you a talent now, and the rest of those bonbons for your pet. I have to watch my figure, you know.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with your figure.
Charmer.
Considering the indiscretions of our friend here,
Eat me.
the bonbons, I believe, are sufficient.
You came to me to give me goblins and to give me a caster. For a plate of chocolates. She hands it over.
Ashoka puts it up to his shoulder.
Ah, master, they are very good. They have nougaty centers, master.
I hope there is no cane or Mama Bloodbear in the box. He also, like, we've also brought a snack for Mama Bloodbear, as she was quite demanding.
Ah. Is
There's
that
a dead
the
goblin
bag?
on their porch.
Yeah. Very well, your gifts are accepted. You should stop by more often. I'll expect these goblins to arrive in the morrow. Not before noon. Mama wants to sleep in a little bit.
Never mind.
What was that, Bug Eyes? You're kind of nocturnal anyways, you should understand.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add, Bug Eyes?
No, not tonight.
Not tonight. That's what
We've upgraded our traps. You know, flying rodents are a problem.
We do understand that flying vermin can be a bit of an issue, especially the large, scaly kind.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing this dragon of yours. It is too bad that we have to cull the herd, but culling the herd we must. There are always new goblins to be had. Plus, sounds like the ones I lost I'll be regaining. Such as the circle of life. Isn't it, sweetie? And she's talking to the imp.
Oh, yes, it is a circle, definitely. What is dead may be reborn. In devilish form,
It says to him.
If that is sufficient, we would not want to take up too much more of your time.
Oh,
You're running low on bubbles, unless you'd wish for us to stay.
that's alright. King, go fetch me a towel. She does not have shame. She just gets up out of the fucking tub and wanders over as Kane is getting her a big fluffy towel. He wants to, like, roughhouse you out, but he's in the middle of getting her a towel, and they send you on your way.
All right, we're gonna take Roxy and give her to the goblins.
Okay.
as penance for our fucking spy failing his spy check.
Leaving blood behind. He got caught in the trap. There was some blood on the trap.
It did damage, and then he flew away.
I remember that.
Yeah, oh, I remember. So it was one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, and that it's effectively a 2 or 3 talent slave is the cost of that business. That's fine.
Smooth things over. So
Yep.
you don't try to gank your dragon on his first
try
fight.
to gank our dragon. So yeah, we'll give him 1,000 gold pieces worth of random goblins and 1 really skilled goblin. Sure.
I was gonna suggest that she wears the white one, because that's the most revealing one. But that's probably something she doesn't want to hear.
This reminds me as to why you separate roles and responsibilities. Oh, we'll take the burnt goblin and dump it over at not the queen's house but the regular house.
Okay.
And do like a ding dong dash.
ding dong dash. All right, I will delete Roxy. Yeah, goblin, a second level goblin oracle. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't want to cause extra friction with the goblin right before a big goblin fight by like saying, "Oh, we've also added goblin to our roster." Hey, they'd be the whole, "Why did you buy them from me?"
Okay. I will make note of that and give me a diplomacy check. You can add.
Adam may or may not look for monstrous girlfriends in every campaign.
Add 4, subtract 2.
For that discussion.
Yep.
All right.
And then Cid
You're
has to
welcome.
aid because Cid was there.
Oh dear am I.
All right. Give me your aid check.
Diplomat. I can't hinder.
Bug-Eyes really knows his way around people.
Not 20.
Nice.
All right.
He shut up at the right time.
44.
44. All right. I'm going to say you actually improved your relationship with the goblin.
Mm-hmm.
So, House of the Civilized Goblin.
Isn't this better than sending fucking Damien, who would go up and say, "Show me your titties," and then stab a goblin in the room?
They are now friendly towards you. And how do you think about them?
I think we've got a very sound relationship. So I would say we're like neutral or indifferent or better, but we're like we got ganked by somebody because they were all like sneaky bastards.
Oh, they were openly hostile towards you.
Right, they were openly hostile. These people are being like.
All right, I'm gonna put it at indifferent.
Indifferent. It's indifferent. It's indifferent. For Ashoka, it might be a little bit higher, but it's like not really relationship. It's the manipulatability.
Yep. I'm gonna say they're indifferent towards you as well. You gave them some gifts, but you also tried to spy on them. So they're no longer unfriendly though, so that's good.
Not try to screw us over.
For the whole like the thing with the monstrous people is typically, I mean, if they're not humans, then they probably don't have human diseases. So then
that's not how D&D plagues work. Ghoul fever is still ghoul fever.
It's First Neblin crotch rot or whatever.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay. So you talked to the people you wanted to talk to.
Does Magnus want to talk to lady?
Well, what's our plan? We
Good question.
to get her to join with us, right?
The masters can have a conclave. Everyone or no one is there, or like very few of you are there. It's up to you.
Magnus really doesn't have anything to say to her. We don't have a plan yet.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about the plan. What's the plan?
We the whole point. Do you want to make a plan?
Okay, the masters are there.
Alright.
Magnus, Cid, Damien, Phineas, Ashoka, Nem, and Zed are all having a meeting. I've finished those items, says Phineas looks tired.
Thank you, Phineas. Good work.
I'm not going to give them to the dragon. I assume you will. And he pushes down the row, the circlet and the amulet.
Yes.
Nem is eyeing the items as they go by.
Ashoka will pick up the items. Unless you think that you should present them. He says to Zed.
I think Zed should do it.
Disease hopping, yeah. Oh, alright. Ashoka will...
What I don't get is if I was going through all that paperwork, what do you mean that we're not going to actually pay out the bounties? I'm curious. More, says Damien.
Oh, the purpose for the bounties. We're going to try to find them on our own. Phineas has the correct magics to do this, and we've got a fair amount of, muscle.
Yes, I could do this. However, if they're far away, I'm not too sure how we're going to identify where they are.
Well, that will be an important part of this. The reason for the bounties, most directly, is to show that we care about our missing property, and if anybody is looking into the problem, we've taken all the appropriate steps.
We have to make sure we're covered.
We
Sorry.
very...
We have to make sure we're covered. Okay.
Yes, we have to make certain that that we can show anyone who's interested that we have taken the appropriate steps in response to this problem.
That's right.
Get the senile wizard to teleport us. That's awesome.
Call yourself Gulliver or whatever his name is.
You realize I do not know teleport.
You'll learn it soon enough. You have 6 months to study.
Yes, I suppose I do.
All right. So, that is the reason behind that paperwork. Does that make sense to everyone in a way that it answers their questions?
Yes. You don't want to make sure that people understand that we understand that whatever anyone's hiding, they're not going to be getting away because we didn't write the paperwork. So we need the paperwork to make sure that anybody comes to check up on us will not know that we didn't actually care.
I believe that's correct.
Is he always like this? Says Damien.
No, sometimes he's far less coherent.
Ah,
Thank you.
all very special.
looks at you like you're an idiot.
The
Oh,
upcoming
Magnus is a human. He could represent the imperial reign over man. Yeah, they've got a lot of... Phineas could get a scroll to teleport, though, through the mage tower. These are all awesome ideas.
Yep. Surprise.
Phineas usually doesn't come up with the ideas himself, though. He usually
We have to
solves
tell
the
him to do it.
Yeah. He tends to solve the problems he's given as opposed to
Generic
identifying
problems that
the
we're having.
Yeah.
Which is rough when we don't have good spellcrafts and the other party members, they don't know what spells do what.
Yep.
So, once Phineas has identified the location of Prentice, we will figure out a way for us to teleport to him, or what have you. Upcoming issues. Maeve's Battle School. Are we integrating it into our Ludus or no?
Yeah, how are we gonna do that? Do we have Maeve do it, or do we have... Well,
The question is whether or not
illusion-
we're going to integrate Maeve into our school.
I mean, simple yes and no, says Damien.
Well, we could effectively sign a contract with Maeve agreeing that we would take any of her fighters and register them under Arludis's name. At which point anyone she wishes to be fighting has a legal standing to get into the arena to fight. Without her actually being the leader of Arludis, she still becomes an independent contractor.
Do I really need to be here for this, says Phineas? I really don't care which gladiators we have in Arludis. That is Magnus's decision. However, I will remind all of you that the Maeve did take an item that allows her to look like Crixes.
No,
Right.
I remember.
I don't know if this is relevant to this conversation or not, but she has that item, and it's a pretty good disguising item.
Yeah.
We could have Crixes join our school.
I don't know why, but you seem to be the master of onions. That gives you a look like. What the fuck is
He's
that?
like, you're a cook?
Layers within layers. Concepts.
He looks
inside of
over to
concepts.
Damien. He really knows onions.
Damien looks bored. He's fiddling with a dagger on the. Well, won't she outshadow us? Well, at least you, Magnus. But still, she's gonna be telling all the gladiators what to do and how to train. You're gonna lose control.
Mavis is an
Precisely.
excellent fighter.
If Maeve joins the school, she effectively becomes de facto Primarch. Or Primus.
How do we explain this to everyone? Oh, you know Crixes? No, he's not really a dragon. He's a nice guy. How the fuck do you explain that?
I thought Maeve was under still some sort of contract that doesn't allow her to leave and doesn't allow her to create her own ludist. This sounds like there's a lot of legalities involved, says Damien.
Mm-hmm.
I could, for a small fee, look into such things.
It only
Please
costs
do
you
that.
room and board. Go ahead, look into it.
Please do so.
I won't be paying any bribes, but I'll let you know the cost of such things.
All right.
Someone needs to hold a contract.
Well, we need to figure out how we can handle this in a way that is satisfactory to both parties. We need to be fully armed with our wiggle room when discussing this with Maeve. On top of that, we need to make certain that Maeve is on board because two people shook her hand. Magnus's hide is constantly flayed, so that I am less concerned with. My hide, on the other hand, is pretty much pristine.
About time for some flaying, then, says Damien.
We try to only molt once a year. Circus just saying that he doesn't know if species molts. He's just he plays up the snake
disgusting.
thing.
Keep that shit in your room.
It's probably right. You probably go through a flaky season.
Is that what this shit is?
You're remolting.
All right, so Damien's going to do some legal research next turn when he's not fighting, I guess. So the turn after next.
No, the part of this was to see if we can prep Magnus to have a talk with the Maeve. But if we could just delay the talk with the Maeve, we could do that too.
Sure. It's fine.
Sure.
Just tell her that we're looking into things, you know, like written cultures that have laws and stuff written down. Her contract is somewhere. I need to track it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Would you like me to speak with her?
You can come along if you like. But she doesn't like you.
Correct.
No, stay here. I'll go talk to Maeve. Da, 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 da. He gets up. He's actually singing music. Da, da, da. Magnus! He leaves.
All right, Magnus is going to go talk to Maeve. You go to Maeve's fighting school. Where is it?
Yep. One of the most fun characters to play is Magnus. So awesome.
Okay, you do find Maeve there.
Hey, Maeve.
She's currently pretending to be Crixie's.
Ah!
No?
He just gets the shit kicked out of him.
She is praying before a small shrine.
Agnes waits on the doorway.
I can hear you breathing, warrior. She gets up.
I did not want to interrupt you.
Your god is on this shrine. Amongst some others.
He comes in. He makes a small prayer to God. And he says, he lowers his voice. We've been discussing things at Aludis, and Damien's looking into the contract that they have over you. He's gonna look into it and see exactly what it says. Worst case scenario, we can have Crixie join us. But I think it's worth having you join us yourself. We're first looking into exactly what the contract says and if there's ways to get around it. By not having you have your own, but joining one. If that is possible, we'll do that.
She seems annoyed. The problem with my contract is that it's not owned by a single person, but a number of them that all profit from my fights.
That's fine. We're gonna look through it and see if there's anything that we can use to get you into Aludis. It's not ideal, but we can't just do things like that. We're doing our best here. Do you have any ideas that you want to share with us?
My contract is owned by 4 separate people.
Bastards. Do you know who they are?
Unless things have changed.
Can we buy it?
You can't afford it, Magnus.
Who's the Magnus? He was gonna ask, who's the next of never mind. Can't afford it yet, perhaps.
There's a man by by the name Mr. Tiggs, Tiberius Tiggleton. He is a moneylender, and there isn't a bet in Vadapol that a cut doesn't go to him. He gives loans to those that should not be given money, and beats them if they do not pay. My understanding is that he keeps independent thieves in line, and thus is allowed to operate as he is. He owns a quarter of my contract.
Tiberius.
Yes. Do you want to know who owns the rest?
Yeah.
Our fair commissioner owns a quarter of my contract.
Who else?
The Duke, another quarter.
Fuck.
He bought it from other nobles. The last quarter is, well, a house that is friendly to mine. Well, to me anyways. There is a rich young noble that does not believe in the gladiatorial games.
Who owns the majority of the contract? You're saying there's 4 owners, but you said the Duke bought it from many other
They,
nobles.
when some of the houses that are in decline had to sell my contract, the Duke bought up enough to make up a quarter. I have since tried to do the same through House de la Plume. Lady Bellavina is one that crusades against the gladiatorial games itself. I have found a strange ally in her. As I understand it, her
Lady
family has
Bellavina.
strong connections with the Imperium nobility. She, on my behalf, owns a quarter of my contract. I tell you this in secret, of course. It is a quarter that we will not have to buy.
I just want to point out, just quickly, we're doing a plot dub to Magnus, who has mental abilities of 10, 10, 10. We're getting fucking 0 of this bullshit when we get it back, and if he drank his mutagen today, he's got an int of 8. Ah! Smash my face into the table.
Do you know how much they're worth?
Listen to randomly.
I'm not reading. I'm not reading the chat.
At the time that I bought up the pieces, she thinks for a moment, I've paid about 30 talents to House de la Plume.
Wait, that's how much of 1 quarter?
She nods.
That's 1 quarter?
Yes, 120 talents, I believe the total cost is. However, the price will go up when you start buying it.
What if we only get half the contracts? If we need one, we get one more. If we get one more, that means you have two halves of it. Couldn't you control? How would you be able, like, if you two decide to do something, the other two decide against it?
I
How
am
does
not
it work?
I am not one of these white-haired magisters, but I understand if I get 3 out of the 4, I can force buying out the 4th portion.
Fine then. What we do? You join as Crixes. We make the talents that we need, and then you buy your contract straight out. Crixes leaves, and you own it. You come in and you join us.
Crixes is wanted. Didn't you claim to the Imperium that Crixes was a dragon that you slew?
We can claim it. We can claim it. Why don't we say that we're under illusion or something? Some magics that made the dragon look like Crixes, and Crixes came back out of the water. So I don't know. We can probably try that. Go speak with the commissioner and the other ones to see if we can straighten this out. If we do, then this is one way to do it. The Ludus is the only way to make this much talents.
I will have to close my school, or keep the school open.
Keep it open. We'll do is we can get some of my higher gladiators, even me, to come here and train them. It's fine.
No, I will have to stay here and train my gladiators. I have to make public appearances as myself. I've tried it on a couple of times. I don't think I'll ever get used to having a cock, is what she says.
That's where Adam's brain was going.
Yeah, sorry. Yo, Kinta, night. Good night.
Have a good one, Kinta.
This is scary. I see it when I close my eyes. Yeah.
If you think it is possible, if that is a way for us to win, I will fight as Crixes. I'll slaughter men in the arena, as I have done before.
I think it's the only way for us to get you your contracts. What we could do is buy them. We'll have to find the two easiest ones to get the contract from. Get some dirt on them, whatever. Buy them out and then force the third contract. That's how we'll do it.
I can continue to fight as myself. But this gets me no closer to what you promised.
If Damien can look into it and see if there's something that they didn't iron out in their contract, then perhaps we can get you in. If not, this is a second best plan that I have. Use the Ludus, make the talents you need, buy 2 contracts, force a third one out. You have your freedom.
Okay, she nods. At least it'll allow us to do what we do best, to fight. Okay, she goes over and pours a couple of horns of mead, and you drink on it.
Yep.
It will work until they cry for Maeve to finally fight Crixes.
We'll have to come up with another solution for that.
Somebody else will have to wear the mask.
Ah, fuck! None of this to the death bullshit.
It was being set up. I was supposed to fight his entire Ludus and then him.
Yeah, I know.
The attack on your Ludus saved me, well, my life. I couldn't have fought all of their soldiers, all of the pirates, and then him. Had he turned into the dragon, Magnus, at the end, I was not prepared for that. I would have died.
Would have jumped in. Dragons are illegal. Unless they're in the Ludus. Legally.
In a way, you pissing him off saved me.
They already knew about the fight with you. They were planning to do this for a long time. I just happen to be very charming.
I hope your little... She just kind of punches you in the shoulder. I hope your little dragon is worth it.
I went a few rounds with him. He's small, but he's pretty tough. You have to see him fight. You have to see my new fighting styles too.
Let me know when I have to make my first appearance as Crixes.
All right, I'll discuss with my with the other masters, and we'll discuss with you.
I hope you didn't sell Crixes' armor and weapons. I might have to use those.
His shield, yeah, but we have the rest of his gear.
Nods.
Most of his gear. Good night.
Yep, you drink the rest of the drinks, and she sends you on your way.
Yeah. Magnus running down. Hey guys, I know who owns the full contracts from Maeve.
Magnus comes busting into the room. Phineas has already returned to his. Did you figure out the contract thing?